Hi royalties, I'm Tammy, Glam Queen of DIY, and welcome back to the palace. Today we're doing a Glam Luxe DIY, and this is actually a two-piece set of a tiered crushed diamond crystal candle holder. So what you're going to need for it is, I picked up this puzzle from the Dollar Tree and another little, it's a one set ensemble. And this was from the kitty sections. I took the pieces out and give them the TT, but I need the boxes. So that came from Dollar Tree. I'm also using 4 of these Dollar Tree 2.5 by 3.5 frames. I'm using 4 of the Dollar Tree, I don't know what, the 2 by 3 picture frames. I'm also using, I have some mosaic mirror, that cut mirror from Amazon. I have quite a bit. I'm going to use some of it. I'm using 4 of those mirror strips, and these came from Dollar Tree probably about a little over a year ago when they had that mirrored picture frame. So I still have some of those. I'm using my glitter from Hobby Lobby. I'm using my Miracle metallic spray paint from Dollar General. I'm using 2 of my crystal candle holders. I'm using my Hobby Lobby crushed diamond crystal embellishments. I'm using my E6000, my hot glue gun, the glue stick, my scissors. I'm going to use a knife, my foam board. I also have my cutting board here. And also a portion of this video is actually sponsored by BeeBeeCraft.com, and I am using BeeBeeCraft crushed diamond Hotfix sheet. I'm going to drop the link for this Hotfix sheet down in the description box along with the item description code. And to everyone, if you're not a family member, if you're not in partnership with BeeBeeCraft, if you have 100 subscribers, you can sign up for the free sponsorship. I'm dropping all of that information along with BeeBeeCraft's website link and my coupon discount code in that description box. All right, everyone. I'm going to move this out of the way. And if you want to see how we finna create this tiered crushed diamond candle holder. First is I'm going to paint my boxes and my frames, which are just these bronze. I'm not going to paint the already silver one, but I'm going to paint my boxes and my frames, and we're coming right back. And I've already pre-measured some of my strips, and I outlined them. I just don't see the outline for my strips. Oh, wrong one. I outlined them, and I like to use, most of the time for the foam board, to get it to cut easy without tearing, I use a butter knife. And I'm using this knife because it's extremely dull. And I'll just go and we're going to cut that, and I have to wait for my pieces to dry, and I'm going to add it against my other measurement, and I think I made it off on that one. Yes, I think I made it off just a little on this one. If you're off, it's a simple fix with this foam board. Just come right back in and cut. So I'm going to put that to the side. Now what I'm I'm going to do next is on those larger frames, I have the mirrors and the papers, and I am going to be Mod Podging and glittering just 3 of them. And I have my paintbrush, no Mod Podge. On the top, because I'm actually going to double them, we're only going to Mod Podge one of those on each frame. Now I'm just getting ready to add my glitter, and I'm just pouring it directly on onto the little papers that was inside of the frame. Now I'm finna to get ready to take this Hobby Lobby trim and trim out my frames. And I'm going to be doing this with my Fix All adhesive. And you can use your Fix All or your E6000, whatever glue of your choice. But I'm measuring it and I'm just adding in my glue. Also make sure you line up your trim evenly. Now all I'm doing is I'm actually gluing down that glass inside of the frame. Then I'm going to take that glitter sheet and layer it in. And when I put the back on again, I'm going to glue it down also. I will do this for every last one of the frames. Now when you're doing this, be very careful not to burn your fingers with this hot glue. Now I'm preparing to take both of my frames and get them ready to be glued together. And again, I'm using Fix All, E6000, and hot glue. Just apply a generous portion of your glue as well as your hot glue. And also be careful not to overly bulk the hot glue so that it won't cause your frames to jar apart. I'm also adding in that little strip of that foam board where the glass is lower on the frame to give it an even leverage for the base for my candlestick. And you see I glittered both sides. Now we're going to trim out the top part of the base just like we did for the bottom. We're taking that Hobby Lobby trim and using our Fix-All and E6000. Now this is my top base for the candle holder. We're going to repeat this. Now I'm just cutting that Diamond Crush Hotfix sheet from BeeBeeCraft, and I'm measuring it to lay it on my box for the design that I want. And you're going to make sure you do even, your cuts are even for this process as well. Now I'm adding the Fix-All and the E6000 directly on the box where I want to lay my crushed crystal diamond sheets. And you'll repeat this process for both front sides of the box. Sorry everyone, I actually got this flip out of place, but I needed to show you how I actually filled that box with the foam board. And I'm just placing it all in, and once I get it all in, you will see that I am going to be putting hot glue down in the box on top of the pieces, also hot gluing the lid closed as well. Now we're getting ready to actually hot glue the mirror. I had put a tiny strip of that regular diamond adhesive in the center portion so it can be up under the mirror. And I'm only taking hot glue to glue this mirror down. And be careful when you're putting hot glue on mirror or glass because it heats up a lot. And also make sure that you truly center it so it can look like it has a perfect look. Now we're getting ready to actually Mod Podge both of the sides, And you do want to add a generous portion of this because you're going to be using those crushed diamond crystal filler pieces. So just heavily coat it. Now we're adding in those crushed diamond crystal fillers. Please don't do this like I done. You Mod Podge one side at a time because these little pieces was flying everywhere. But isn't that gorgeous? And make sure when you do use any of these pieces, you do have something that you can gather them up to keep your excess. And again, everyone, these were the Hobby Lobby Diamond Crystal Rhinestone fillers. And they carried these during the Christmas season. I'm going to see if I can find the link where you can actually purchase these, even not during Christmas time. If I do, I will put that link in the description box. Now we're going to add that crystal candle holder to our top base, and I'm just adding it on with some hot glue and trying to eyeball it to make sure it's even. And I was checking my pieces to make sure that they were still evenly placed, and I needed to fix one piece. If you replicate this, make sure you check each piece of the process over once you get ready to attach your pieces. Now we're getting ready to add in that foam board on that base so we can level or position our candle holder itself evenly. And again, we're attaching the foam board with hot glue. And it should look like this once it's attached. Now I'm checking to make sure all of my strips are actually intact and in place before we connect the candle holder to the base. Now you still need to check to make sure you have the candle holder actually centered as much as possible before you actually glue it down. Always look at your pieces from different angles to see if it's actually centered or even, because some things will look even one way, but a simple turning will actually let you see it's offset. Then once you think it's centered, add your pressure so it can connect the pieces. And again, everyone, this is what she's looking like with that candle holder attached to the base. Now we're coming to the end, and it's time to connect that top to the candle holder. Now this top base will actually take you a little bit more work, and you're going to do it the same as you did that bottom base. You're going to connect the two pieces with your hot glue. And it does take a little more work to get that top centered. I would recommend that if you try this, to connect that top base prior to connecting that bottom base, so you can actually attach it upside down. And I think that would be easier to replicate. Still checking to see if it's actually centered from each angle, and that is that top base, that candle holder, and the bottom base itself. And once you think it is correct, add a little more pressure so you can fully seal the pieces together. And this is what it's looking like, and TT gave her 100% approval. She was asking me to make her 4 of these. And I will be always adding a clip in right before my outro to let you see how the DIYs are styled in my home. And all of these creations you see are my handmade, handcrafted DIYs. I hope you do enjoy them. That includes my 2-tier crushed diamond candle holder set, and they are gorgeous. Sleeping, but she gave her approval that she wants some of these for her bedroom. Leave me a comment if you think this is a DIY that you think you'll recreate, but this was the dry run for another idea that I think I can completely pull off, but I'm loving this. And two, if you're still watching and you're not a family member of the Glam Queen of DIY, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell twice, and you'll know when I am uploading a video. Alright, now if you've been rocking with me for a while, you know what time it is. You know I can't close out without letting you know to always, always, always be positive so you can remain productive and stay positioned to make the next move your best move. I'll see every one of you in another upcoming video. Bye everyone, stay blessed, and always stay positive.